This video is on backwards planning. So what's backward planning? It's the uh, sort of way of planning something big where the first thing you do is you think about what you want the very end to look like. What do you want maybe your end product or end goal to be? Uh, what do you want success to be for that particular thing? And then from there, after you've planned the end, you go backwards. So you think about what major things you need to reach in order to reach that singular ending. So you think of what major things you need to be able to reach that singular ending, and then you go backwards from there. And what minor things do you need to accomplish in order to reach each one of these major things? And you just keep on going backwards, getting smaller and smaller and more detailed each time you go backwards until you get down to individual steps. Let's show an example. Uh, your teachers, when we plan a class, so let's say, for example, when a teacher is planning their Algebra 2 class, the first thing they do, they start at the very, very end. What is that one singular thing they want uh, to accomplish by the end of the class? And for that particular one, it would be just for the students to know uh, and have learned Algebra 2. A lot of times people have a hard time with this step. They have a hard time boiling everything down to a singular goal. So many people actually just skip this particular step. Uh, and then they go down from there, they go backwards from there to what are the major steps that they need. Well, if the singular goal is for the students to learn Algebra 2, then the major goal might be large topics within that. So for the students to know polynomials, know and be able to use quadratics, know and be able to use roots, know types of numbers, etc. And then they go backwards from there. What minor steps do they need to do in order to reach each of these major steps? So, for example, if we're talking about what minor steps are needed in order to teach roots, these might be the individual things inside of that major topic, like how do you simplify roots? How do you add, subtract, multiply, and divide roots? How do you solve equations with roots? And we keep on going backwards from there. So you had your end goal of students knowing Algebra 2, your major steps of these big topics, your minor steps of these individual topics within that major topic, and you keep on going down until you get down to individual steps. So if I wanted the students to know how to simplify roots, first thing I might do is create guided notes for simplifying roots. Then think about how will I run that lesson with the guided notes. Then I maybe figure out where do I think the students will get stuck while I'm running this lesson, etc. So you boil it down all the way to get down to individual steps. You're going to do something similar to this, except for you're going to be doing backwards planning for your life. So, like all backwards planning, first thing you're going to do is you're going to start at the end. You're going to start at the biggest sort of level. So, for this case, you'd be thinking of a singular goal uh, that will be driving the rest of your life. A lot of times, this is also called a purpose. Often, people have a hard time at this level. There are many people who their whole life can't boil down what they want to a singular goal. They have They're unable to come up with a single purpose that will drive the rest of their decisions. That being said, the people do usually who are able to boil down their life into this singular purpose, those are probably the people you'll meet who are accomplished the most, are most driven. So if you can think of a purpose that'll drive the rest of your life, we'll start off with this. If you can't, well, then we'll skip this step and go on to step number 2, your major goals. So for this project, you're going to come up with at least 3 major life goals. And I'm putting at least here. If you have more goals than this, please list them. And then you're going to rank these goals right here. You're going to rank these 3 major goals in order of importance for you. And it's fine if there's ties. Maybe one of them is your most important, and then these two, you say they sort of tie in terms of next most important or something like that. Then you're going to decide what age you will accomplish each of those major goals by. So now that you have these major goals, then you must think of what minor steps or what minor goals do you need to accomplish in order to accomplish each of your major goals. So each of your major goals will have many minor goals underneath it, and you'll decide what age will you be when you accomplish each one of those minor goals. This will be all part of a larger project.